Okay, the last part of the flipped lecture and what I'd like you to think about. And that is, I am going to give you a little assignment here. And I take it as kind of just practice. I don't, you're not a pro at doing this yet, but I think it gives you a hands-on experience doing this. And I think it will prepare you if you decide to do something like this for your lesson plan for this class and such. So the context of this is right before spring break, you created a thing link, and it was related to one habitat, right, in lab. Now what I want you to do is think about some learning objectives that could be written for such a lesson in an elementary classroom, and then an assessment tool for evaluating such a lesson, okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of put that in the context of a lesson. You guys have already created the project. We've actually created a rubric for you, right? But I want you to create one on your own that has some of the same characteristics. So our goal is to include condition, behavioral verb, and criteria for each learning objective. Where I've made this easier for you, I hope, is bingo. I've actually designed or written the objectives for you. So after viewing a short introductory video on habitats, students will orally explain what a habitat is and why it is important with 100% accuracy. Number 2, so forth. Number 3, so forth. Okay, so those are the 3 objectives. Now, what do you have to do? What I'd like you to do is to create a rubric using the 3 objectives stating on the last slide to guide your development. You guys, step 9 of the flipped lecture is a PDF file of these slides, okay? So all that step 9 is that PDF, okay? 2, do explore these online assessment tools to get some ideas for the development of the rubric. Again, it's going to be on habitat. I showed you some. You can look at it at some examples. You guys, you can't just copy, okay? And then what I'm going to kind of force you to do is use Rubistar to create a rubric, okay? I really would like to get some hands-on experience using this online tool. So use Rubistar, and what I'd like you to do is to create a rubric to basically highlight some of the criteria stated in these 3 objectives. So you're going to have to figure out what is the criteria, what am I going to have to evaluate. You must have, okay, in this rubric that you create, this is minimum, but you must have at least 3 criteria stated. There's 3 criteria in those objectives. A rating scale that has at least 3 levels. And by that I mean like, 1, 2, and 3, or 0, 1, and 2, or outstanding, satisfactory, whatever. You can have 4 levels. You can have 5 levels if you want. That's up to you. And then what you do have to do is complete the meanings or definition for each scale item as well, okay? So you have to fill in those boxes, and you guys, you have to create what does excellent mean, or what does a 3 mean in terms of a 0 and unsatisfactory. Those meanings have to be different, okay? And then you have to bring a printed copy of your rubric to class with you on Tuesday, March 29th. You guys, that's the only way I'll take this assignment, okay? Because we have a lot to talk about. We haven't had class for a week, and so I would expect that you would bring this to class, and we'll talk about it and then hand it in during lecture, okay? So what I hope that you glean from this is kind of that, or this whole thing is kind of get you in the idea of assessment, okay? Some of the backgrounds, some of the academic language related to assessment, and then when we're really talking about assessment of technology projects and stuff like that, in terms of when we have some of those complex things, this is how we would probably assess it. We would be making rubrics or checklists or something that will assist us and will lay out for students exactly what they're going to be assessed on for the grade, or the performance of some level, okay? So that is your assignment, and that is the conclusion of the the flip for this week. So we will see you on the 29th, and I'll look forward especially to seeing the rubrics that you have created. Thanks a lot and have a super week. We'll see you on the 29th.